sure to get your playmat today at tsx1.com.
So, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Sam from Team SamRax1 here. Happy Sunday! In today's video, I'm coming at you with the top 5 best meta decks for the December 2020-2021 format, alright? So, this December format is going to carry all the way to March 2021, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about the decks that I think is going to be the best decks for this upcoming format, alright? There's a lot to talk about in today's video, especially in regards to the ban list, and a lot of you guys like to know what are the best decks, and that's why I'm here. Make sure you guys strap your seatbelts, get some popcorn, and we'll get straight into the video. But before that, don't forget to press up the elbow, that thumbs up button for more awesome Yu-Gi-Oh videos, man. As always, don't forget to... And guys, don't forget to get your Legends Unite playmat today in the description box below at tsx1.com. One of my favorite releases of this year. Alright guys, I won't waste any more of your time. Without further ado, let's get started with the top 5 best meta decks for December 2020-2021 format. Alright guys, let's do it. Alright guys, so let's talk about the ban list a little bit. The ban list was really, really good. Straight to the point, Konami did a great job banning some of the most problematic cards in today's metagame. Cards like Smoke Grenade, you guys already know, never healthy for the game. Buster the Destruction Sword, you guys all know that was never healthy, so that card's gone. Link Cross, a card that generates tokens, immediately annihilated. Those cards were the biggest hit on the Forbidden Limited list. Nothing got limited. One card got semi-limited, which is True King's Return. And last but not least, Graf, Seer, totally awesome. Gishki, Mind August, and last but not least, ABC Dragon Buster all got unleashed from this Forbidden Limited list. So what's gonna happen now? What are the top 5 best decks? So let's get started with number 5. Number 5, I got Drytrons. Drytrons is a new deck that's gonna be coming out of Genesis Impact. This deck is very awesome. It is banlist proof. It did not get touched on the ban list whatsoever. And there's a card in the deck called Cyber Angel Ben 10. If this card is distributed, you basically get to search any light fairy monster directly from your deck to your hand. And you know what's the issue with Ben 10? It's not once per turn. So whenever you just tribute Ben 10, it's going to be able to search, keep searching your Life Fairies, keep searching your Monjus, keep searching another copy of Ben 10. It can search Arc Lord Christia, which is insane. And combining that with Drytrons is absolutely phenomenal. And you guys already know how powerful this is with the Morphage Ritual monster, which literally skips your opponent's main phase. There's a lot of different cool combinations of monsters that this deck can incorporate. Honestly, Ritual as an archetype is going to be booming this format because of Drytrons and also because of Cyber Angel Ben 10. And there are a lot of cool things you can do with the deck, and I believe the deck has huge potential for the 2020-2021 format. The deck can skip your opponent's turn, and you guys already know this card, a more Factor Pain, the Imagination Dracoverlord. This card literally skips your opponent's main phase 1, and combining the deck with cards like Thunder Ruler skips your opponent's entire turn. So the deck can do a lot, and last but not least, the deck can also make the True King of all calamities. So that's also going to be a main point in today's video, talking about VFD and True King of all calamities and what this card's going to do and how it's going to be able to impact today's metagame. I'll dive into that a little bit later, but for now, the deck is just very versatile. Drytrons and Ritual as an archetype is very versatile. It can do a bunch of things. Lock your opponent with Christia, lock your opponent for playing Yu-Gi-Oh! VFD. It can literally skip your opponent's turn. It can make Beatrice, set up Imperial Order. The deck does a lot. The deck does a lot. It's definitely one of those decks that you should watch out for this up-and-coming format. And for these reasons, I put Drytron and Ritual as a whole as the number 5th spot on this top 5 best meta decks. You know, one question that I have for you guys when it comes to the number 4 deck, and you guys gotta answer this question honestly. Just be honest with me. So it's a very serious question though. So, come here. Have you read Misk? No, I'm being serious. Have you guys read Miscellany Source? Tell me the truth in the comment section below. Anyways, you guys already know what card I'm talking about. You guys already know what deck I'm talking about. For number 4 spot, we got Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs has been one of the scariest decks for the past couple formats for quite some time. The deck is very strong. The deck is actually very, very scary. How to make it out of the triangle, UCT, literally wipes your opponent's entire board. Soul Eating Raptor searches any dinosaur monster directly from your deck to your hand. Lost Road is very broken. Baby Sarosaur is still at 3. Animadorn Archosaur is still at 3. Double Evolution Chappelle is a card. But last but not least, the most important card of all, the card that gives reasons for dinosaurs to still be alive instead of being fossilized. You guys already know Miscellaneous Source, alright? This card is just insane, man. It's a card that literally protects dinosaurs from getting killed. It literally plays around every single hand trap in today's metagame. Literally, man, you drop Misk, you literally break your opponent's entire board with Ultimate Drytron, and this deck literally just dodges Banlist after Banlist after Banlist. So if it's one of the best decks last formats and it didn't get touched, it's definitely going to be one of the best decks this format, 100,000% because of Miscellaneous Source. The deck just does a lot of things. It plays around hand traps, makes Doka, make Lagia. The deck can go first, the deck can go second. It is literally one of the most versatile decks in today's metagame, and believe it or not, the deck is one of the most consistent deck ever. Literally, one card starts off all your combos. Raptor, Fossil Dig. Literally, you guys already know what the deck does. And also at the same time, it's a really affordable budget deck for those of you who are trying to get back into competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! So literally buy 3 structure decks, add a couple dollars here and there, build your entire deck. You pretty much have something that's really good to go. It's also one of those decks that doesn't rely on the extra deck at all. So cards like Pot Extravagance is very beneficial in a deck like this. The deck can also play cards like Mystic Mind, which is a blowout in today's metagame. The deck does a lot! And it's one of those decks that can play a billion gazillion hand traps to counter today's meta as well. To basically summarize Dinosaurs on why they're good is 1, have you read Misk? 2, the deck can go first and second. Honestly, now, going second might be it. Might be the play now. Okay? Because Smoke Grenade is out of the format. So people don't have to be afraid on going second anymore. Maybe you should blind second from now on. Who knows? 3, the deck is super versatile. It can OTK, it can put out negates, it has great follow-ups, the deck does everything. And last but not least, I'm gonna say it again. Have you read Misk? There you go. With these reasons, I put this deck as number 4 spot. Number 3, I probably have Zoodiacs. And the problem with Zoodiacs is that it's very consistent. Obviously, it's a 1-card combo deck. It's able to make Zeus, Divine Thunder God, Jesus Christ, Zeus. I still, to this day, don't even know how to pronounce that card's name properly. But yes, I'm gonna call him Zeus. Yes, the God of Thunder. He makes Zeus 1-card combos because that can play a bunch of hand traps. The deck that can main deck a lot of traps, and one of those decks just reliant on just using 1 card to basically combo off. The deck has consistent follow-up plays with Chakanine and things like that, making Drytron consistently make Zeus. And the thing about Zoodiac is that it's one of those decks that it's not only a deck, but it's also an engine. You splash this engine into a bunch of other decks and you have like a solid tier 1 deck, right? But Zoodiac pure as a whole, I think is a very awesome contender for this format. I think it can do a lot. I think it can compete. The deck is just really, really good. And the thing about Zoodiacs is, like I said, it's an engine, right? So you can combine itself as a deck with other engines like Dogmatica. Dogmaticas are really good as well. So this can just be, you know, combined as one type of deck, Dogmatica Zoodiacs, because, you know, in Zoos, you play some Ecclesias in there, you play some Dogmatica Punishments in there, you play some Nadir Servant. The deck just does really, really well, right? And Dogmatica is also a really great engine where a lot of people are incorporating it in their deck building strategy, right? Which is really good. So Dogmaticas are also up there as well. But Zoodiacs, most importantly, it's obviously been showing a couple tops here and there. In the last format, the deck is going to shine even more since now decks like Dragon Links is super duper to the ground. Decks like Infernobles, see ya. And yeah, so Zoodiac is going to be definitely heavily represented for this up-and-coming format. So Zoodiac Dogmaticas are, you know, kind of like in there in the top 5 for sure. I can't mention Zoodiacs without mentioning Dogmaticas, right? So the deck's very consistent, focuses on 1-card combos, very consistent at making disruptions, has tons of back row, has a ton of hand traps, and most importantly, it's one of those decks that can clear boards without having to worry about anything. Because you summon one monster, you clear your opponent's entire board with the god himself. Zeus. Eldlich, I think, is going to be heavily represented in this format. Not just pure Eldlich, but Eldlich Zeus, Eldlich Zeus Dogmaticas. I believe these 3 decks combining themselves together. I've seen a lot of deck builds, man. Some hybrids of like these 3 decks together. Like you have an Eldlich engine, you got the Zoodiac engine, and then you got the Dogmatica engine. Literally, it's like the perfect hamburger, man. You grab literally these 3 decks, put it together, you have one great concoction of just a mixture of just Yu-Gi-Oh cards in one deck, right? So it's a really awesome deck. Eldlich, Sanguine is still at 3. Obviously, Golden Lord is very powerful, can help clear boards, which is really good. Haquero, Conquistador, really great cards. This deck is one of the best decks in grind games. It can easily grind, gets you infinite amount of resources to disrupt your opponent. And the deck is just very wonderful, especially if you can combine other archetypes with it, like Zoodiacs and also Dogmaticas. So Eldlich is definitely going to be heavily represented as well. He's going to be one of those heavy trap-based decks that can literally break your opponent's board pieces by pieces. Cards like Ice Dragon Prison is absolutely insane. Like, trap decks are going to be very good. If you guys are looking for a trap deck to play, definitely consider Eldlich 100,000%. And not just pure Eldlich. Pure Eldlich is pretty good, but Eldlich hybrid with Zoodiacs and also Dogmanica is going to be heavily represented as well. So that's why I kind of put like Eldlich is number 2 and Zoodiacs and like Dogmanicas. Like, these decks all just work together. Like, number 2, number 3 spot, they're just like a mixture of just everything. You understand what I mean? It's like, it's just the perfect ramen noodle, you know what I mean? You got the shasu, you got, you know, the soup, the ramen, everything's just perfect, you know? Let's go off with the best deck in this format. 100,000%. Virtual World. This deck did not get touched at all on the ban list. And there's a good reason why they didn't touch the deck. Number 1, deck is super new. Konami doesn't usually touch new decks unless it's like an emergency kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like, they're not gonna touch the deck for sure. The deck is very problematic. It's one of those decks that can literally make Macrocosmos. You guys know QB, the Synchro? Yeah, it's a Macrocosmos. Never healthy for the game. The deck has a built-in floodgate. Have you guys read the Virtual World Trap? That card is freaking broken. One of the best disruption cards ever created for a single archetype, man. The card is insane. The deck has insane follow-ups as well. So here, let me summarize it. The deck has Macrocosmos, which is the Synchro. The deck has the Trap, which disrupt your opponent from even playing Yu-Gi-Oh! The deck has crazy follow-ups. So if you're unable to break their board that they set up on the first turn, which is usually VFD Trap, and a bunch of cards in hand, and they have a bunch of crazy follow-ups, if you can't beat that, next turn they're gonna annihilate you. They're gonna literally annihilate you, because now at that point they have all the resources to their disposal. They're just gonna basically just OTK you the following turn if you can't clear their VFD with Trap. The deck just does it all, man. The deck has a bunch of 2-3 card combos which can easily kill your opponent or make an unbreakable board, which is absolutely disgusting, and it's one of the most consistent decks in today's metagame. So if those 4 reasons don't scare you guys enough, Macrocosmos, the Trap, crazy follow-ups, and the amount of crazy starters and consistency that this deck is able to provide, I don't know what to say, man. Like, this is going to be the scariest deck. This format is definitely going to be one of the most dominant decks, 100,000%. And last but not least, the deck also has different gimmicks as well. Not only can the deck make VFD, but as you guys saw in yesterday's video, the deck can consistently hand loop your opponent. You guys think Smoke Grenade is gone? Think again. It's not gone. You have hand loops now with Virtual World. So Virtual World can either make VFD or it can hand loop you. So pick your poison, man. Which one would you like? Both are just terrible to face against, but hey, pick one. Man, it's gonna be one heck of a format, guys. Trust me, with Virtual World being the number 1 deck for sure, man. Summoning True King of all calamities 24/7. I'm telling you right now, VFD is gonna be everywhere in this format. You guys better buckle up your seatbelt and have your hand traps ready. Make sure you guys have your Xyz Encore to combat your VFDs, man. You gotta have those ready. You gotta make sure your Imperm is stuck to your hand 24/7. Oh, crazy thing. The Virtual World themselves can play around Imperm and also affect Wheeler very efficiently as well. So the deck just literally does it all, man. But anyways, yes, back to VFD talk. Yes, VFD is going to be your best friend in this format. Yes, VFD is going to be your worst enemy in this format. So you guys got to be prepared for that card. So main deck the Gammas, main deck the Imperms, main deck whatever you can to stop that VFD. Because if you don't, you're not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! So get ready. Alright guys, on to your honorable mentions. This is probably the biggest honorable mention ever, because I don't know if it deserves to be in the top 5. Maybe it deserves to be the 6th best deck, but the deck is still going to be in there. 100% Dragon Link. Literally, LP, Guard Dragon LP. How many times have you dodged a flipping ban list? I don't know. Aside from Miscellaneous and Dinosaurs not getting hit on the ban list, Guard Dragon LP has to be the hide and seek champion. 100,000%. This card just literally keeps dodging the ban list like no tomorrow. Yes, they got hit with Dragon Buster, Destruction Sword. Yes, they got hit with the Link Cross, but LP still stays. You know what that means? The deck is still 100% playable. Now, instead of Buster locking your opponent, which is probably the scariest thing about the deck, now the deck just puts VFD pass consistently, by the way. So the deck is still pretty good. Definitely gotta give it honorable mention for sure, because it's still gonna be a play deck this format. But does it deserve to be a top 5? Let me know in the comments below. I don't think it deserves to be in the top 5. I think there's better decks out there. But hey, can't make a top 5 video without at least mentioning Dragon Link. So Dragon Link is my number 1 contender when it comes to the honorable mention section. Here are some contenders that I would like to see in top tables in this format. Number 1, Phantom Knights. Please. PK Fire, Phantom Knights, Burning Abyss, please do something. I have high hopes for this deck. I think Phantom Knights are such a good deck Please, guys, I really want people to play this deck. I want this deck to be represented. I think the deck is going to be really, really good this format. You know, you got Totally Awesome to 3 and ABC Dragon Buster to 3 now, so I want to kind of see Paleozoic slowly be represented here and there, and ABC Dragon Buster, you know, here and there as well. I always have high hopes for my hero players out there. I love heroes. Definitely one of my favorite decks out there, 100,000%. So please, please, heroes, do something this format. And honestly, Konami, I beg you, just release some nice hero supports, please. Make a fusion monster that negates or something, please. I beg you, Konami. Next, Dogmatica invokes. The deck didn't get hit at all. Alistair still at 3. Meltdown at 3. Invocation still at 3. Deck is basically still at full power, right? So deck has high potential as well. And obviously there's a bunch of other decks out there in Yu-Gi-Oh! That definitely has a chance on topping 100,000%. We got Guru still here and there. We got Ultra Guys here and there. Nuberon Eldlich, Nuberon Guru, whatever you guys want to play, go ahead and play it. I want to see this format to be very diverse. I'm hoping for that. But all the 5 best decks that I listed are definitely be heavily represented in this format 100,000%, with Virtual World being number 1. That's pretty much for this video. If I miss any decks that has huge potential in this format, leave in the comment section below. They'll be absolutely amazing, guys. Please, I love to read all your comments. I love to interact with you guys in the comment section below. And please, let's hit our like go. Let's go 2,000 plus likes in today's video for more awesome video, guys. And I'll see you guys Monday for some awesome Yu-Gi-Oh! Openings. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Format possible. And this is your boy Sam from Team Sam signing out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Get ready for VFD Turbo every single day, every day. All right, guys. Peace.
Be sure to get your playmat today at tsx1.com.